Some people don't talk too much. They don't interrupt conversations. They don't rush to be heard. And they don't speak just to fill silence. Because of that, they're often misunderstood. People assume they're shy, cold, uninterested, or lacking confidence. But psychology tells a very different story. Silence is rarely empty. Most of the time, it's filled with experiences, awareness, and lessons learned early in life. People who don't talk much usually aren't quiet because they have nothing to say. They're quiet because they learned when speaking didn't feel safe. Many grew up in environments where being misunderstood had consequences, where emotions were dismissed, or where speaking honestly only created more problems. Over time, the brain adapts. It learns to observe first, to analyze, to choose words carefully. Silence becomes protection, not weakness. Psychology shows that quiet people are often highly perceptive. They notice tone shifts, body language, and emotional undercurrents others miss. While others speak, they listen. While others react, they process. Their minds are constantly scanning the room, picking up subtle signals, reading what's said and what's avoided. That's why when they finally speak, their words feel precise. They don't talk for attention. They talk for meaning. Silence gives them control in a world that once felt unpredictable. For many, staying quiet is an emotional boundary. They learn that explaining themselves didn't help, that vulnerability wasn't met with care, or that honesty was used against them. So instead of expressing freely, they learn to contain their emotions, not because they don't feel deeply, but because they feel too deeply. Small talk feels draining to them, not because they're antisocial, but because shallow conversations feel empty. Psychology links quiet behavior with a preference for depth and authenticity. These people would rather have one real conversation than 10 surface-level ones. That's why they may seem distant in groups, yet deeply present in one-on-one moments. They don't open up quickly, but when they do, it's intentional. Silence becomes a filter. Not everyone gets access to their inner world. And that's not arrogance. That's self-preservation. The painful part is that quiet people are often praised for being easy, low. So if you're someone who doesn't talk much, there's nothing wrong with you. Your silence isn't emptiness. It's intelligence, sensitivity, and experience. And if you know someone who doesn't talk much, don't rush to fill the silence. Don't assume disinterest. Sometimes the quietest people are the ones who understand the most. They're not waiting to speak. They're waiting to feel safe enough to be heard.